turn 15. So that's the time where I do my first big mistake in the match, but still okay. One turn lost and a few units dead that should not be dead. So that's the dungeon fight, obviously, and that's the units I lost, and I had to retreat, so no experience from it. The good thing is I killed the Manticore and I also killed the Dire Panther, so the 2 units with pounce. And so my mistake came from the fact that I went too quick on that fight and I didn't check the abilities of the Manticore. I forgot they had pounce, because I don't fight Tigran Manticore very often. And so I had planned to do a nice split using Steadfast Ward to keep the units busy for 2 rounds and then sacrifice the Cheetah doing the bait. But I had forgotten pounce, and so the Manticore was able to avoid the bait. She didn't go for the bait, she went for my units instead, so I had 3 units against my main army, including the Manticore, which is very, very dangerous, obviously. And so yeah, it led me to do some mistake and to have to retreat, and then at the end of the fight I did a second mistake, which cost me the cavalry, which could very likely have been avoided if I had played a bit more carefully. So here I cast Steadfast Ward on the Cheetah, and I move her really on the top left corner somehow, so that all the units here, these 2 units, are in range, and the Manticore is in range, but I forgot about pounce, and the Tiger is also pretty close, so all 4 units should go toward the Cheetah and these 2 units should go towards me. The Panther can reach any place on the map, basically on my side, so she's going to pounce on me anyway. So I tried to protect my leader, because I would be casting Steadfast Ward. But again, a small mistake, I didn't calculate the movement points properly, and so I had a gap here. And then the second part of the plan is I was planning to cast the for 80% physical protection shield on one of my units. What's going on? Okay. To really reduce the damages. But yeah, here I've got the Manticore on me, and then the Cheetah, the Panther enter into the gap between my leader and my Berserker, which means it's not really a good place. It's difficult to get rid of her. She's in touch with she's adjacent to my leader. So in the end I went for attacking with my leader, because I've got martial arts, so I'm taking less damage, and I can drain her action points. And I cast Sphere of Protection on the Berserker. I move 1x, because even with Predator from the Manticore, I'm going to take little damage because of Sphere of Protection. And then it's a bit better in terms of positioning, otherwise I open my flank to the Phalanx. And then I drain the rest of the action points of the Manticore Rider, and I do some damages with my Berserker, who's actually doing some nice damage at 14, minus the 16 defense of the Manticore, obviously, but still. And I decided to finish, because I have to kill some of their units, so I decided to finish the Panther not with my Chariot, but because I would have to move all the way here and open my flank, but instead with the Cheetah. But then it means the Cheetah is probably going to be killed by the Phalanx, but that's the price to pay. And then I realized after doing this that I had opened a hole here with the Panther dead, and so actually the Phalanx could reach my leader and kill him, because she's doing a lot of damage against cavalry units. So then I moved my Chariot here Then next turn I take the Blood Pavilion on my leader, so he's only at 11 HP. So that's really red zone, because one more hit from the Blood Pavilion and I'm dead. So I decided to retreat with my leader. I hesitated a very long time. I could have retreated with my 4 units and leave them all alive, except the Dire Panther I already killed. But I decided I should try to kill the Manticore, so that next turn I can attack again and hopefully finish them, because the other Phalanx is only at 22. So maybe twice Magic Fist and I can kill her, and so the Cheetah is going to die next turn. She doesn't have Steadfast Word anymore, and so I've got the Tiger, the Warbreed, which has regrowth anyway, so it will be full health. But I could be 4 units left to fight and 1 in really bad health, and so I decided not to escape, because I could have escaped by using the Trojan Spear on the Manticore and then moving all the way around her. But so now the Manticore is bleeding, so I've got Bloodthirsty doing additional damage, but I didn't manage to kill her this turn. So then I decided to go for harmonizing energy on the Berserker to avoid it being killed by the Phalanx. And I left my Chariot here, and it meant that it would be attacked twice, but because I wanted to avoid my hero being flanked by the Phalanx, because it has 6 excess movement points, so it can go behind the hero, and then I was concerned I might be killed, because it has Predator, so if I retreat I might take a lot of damage. But it was a mistake, because then he attacks me twice and I have only 1 action point left, and he has crippled, so it was only 25% chance of cripple, but I got crippled and then I could not escape anymore. And if I had moved just here, for instance, it would have attacked only once, and then with crippled I would still have 1 action point left, or 50% of movement, and I would have been able to retreat. So stupid decision from me. So 2 big mistakes on this fight. First one is forget about pounce. Second is this. And so yeah, the Manticore, because anyway I knew I would forfeit the experience from it by retreating, so I just let her be killed by the emulation and the bleeding, and I don't get the experience, but anyway I lose the experience when I retreat. And then so no choice, I had to retreat with my hero and Berserker and let the Chariot die. Actually it was 35% chance of crippled, but at least I did some damage to the Phalanx. So I don't know how many HP she has at the end. (35, 27). So I've got a 22 and 27 HP. So it should be doable next turn. So lost 3 units. Cheetahs not so bad, but the cavalry is quite a big loss. So next turn I will have 1 more Berserker with me, and then I can also send the Cheetah from here. That's not very safe, because then I would forfeit the defense of the cave entrance. And so yeah, I'm going to settle next turn, and I will have to leave 1 of my units, probably this Cheetah, to defend the newly built city. Then I did another fight, which went fine, at Crystal Tree. It was 5 versus 5. Actually, it was pretty dangerous at some point, but in the end I managed to save the day. So the plan here, because it's quite dangerous actually, with 2 Node Serpents doing a lot of damage and a Draconian Apprentice, which is the most dangerous apprentice. But the plan was to use the Node Serpent. Use a Node Serpent because I can heal him first, and because he has 100% shock protection, so I can just drain the action points of the enemy Node Serpents with him without taking too much damage. And even if I do, I can heal him later on the fight. Then I use my 2 Cheetahs to split them and avoid having all the units fighting me at once. So 1 Cheetah is here to bait 1 warrior, and the other is to bait the apprentice, because he cannot reach these units there, so only valid target is the Cheetah. And then this is Phantasm Warrior, also goes towards the Cheetah, I think. Not sure. But the bad thing is they both went for my hero, and then he had no action points left because of first strike. So I could not sprint and go away. So instead I moved here, move back, move again, take 2 hits, but only 12 HP because 100% shock protection. Then I send this Cheetah here, take 1 more hit, and the Phantasm Warrior is far enough so he cannot come back. Then this Node Serpent is out of combat because no action points left. Then I need to deal with this one. So I use sprint to get back to 2 action points with my Node Serpent, attack twice, and then finish him with this guy. And if it didn't work, if it still had some HP back left, I could still deal with it, because this Cheetah can move here and then move here, then here, to remove the action points, and then pounce and kill the Node Serpent, so I was safe. So yeah, I really used this Node Serpent to good. I put this Node Serpent to good use, draining all the action points. So then my leader, my hero is safe. And the turn after, I can finish the Node Serpent and then just escape. So I brought back my 2 Cheetahs. Towards the center. So now this Phantasm Warrior cannot reach if I go behind the Apprentice, so that's what I do with this Cheetah. Then I use sprint with my Rogue, and it doubles the cost, the dampening field doubles the cost of the spells, but I have 25, so I can still cast quick dash on myself to heal myself, and then reach the Apprentice. And I checked the damage if I attacked him with normal melee strike might not be sufficient to kill him, so I went for the Assassin Strike, even if I wanted to keep it for the Phantasm Warriors. Yeah, also something to note is I wanted to use Charm, obviously, and I would have preferred to get 1 additional Node Serpent, but it was only 25% chance. So I preferred to forfeit the Node Serpent and instead go for a 40% chance Phantasm Warrior. But didn't succeed either, actually. So yeah, I killed the Draconian, drain 1 action point from the Node Serpent, then drain the rest by attacking him, move to a location where I cannot be attacked by this Phantasm Warrior and the other one, strike, and here I am. So this Node Serpent has no action points left. I'm going to get flanked, but immune to shock damage, so still not that many damage. And then I can just move with my leader to a place where none of the Phantasm Warrior can reach me and get the 15 experience from killing blow of the Node Serpent, except that I didn't kill him. So eventually the experience goes to the Apprentice. So the Apprentice really leveled up pretty fast. Now he's elite and he has floating. So I killed all the big targets, and now I'm moving faster than the Phantasm Warrior with all my units except the Apprentice. But it's not a big deal, so I can just escape, split them again, heal the Node Serpent several times with main magical being, take my time, let one of the Phantasm Warrior attack me without to remove guard, try to charm him, so I failed, then kill him, try to focus the experience on my hero, and then kill the other one. So with my hero, I explored this a bit before because my hero has 12, can move 12 EXs faster than the rest of my army. I checked there is some mana here, but I don't really need it, but it would still be good to pick it to prevent Marcus from picking it. But I don't have the units right now, so I might send a Cheetah to pick it. But at the same time, I would need probably the Cheetah for the Archons. Don't know, I'm not sure. Then on the rest of the map, so that's what I was talking about, exploring the Fog of War to pick the stash. So I'm picking the gold here, 79, not that much, but still good. At the crystal tree I sold the reward, which was about 25 something mana, and a helmet giving Predator. Interesting but not crazy, so I prefer to sell it for about 200 gold. Then my Scot didn't get killed because the Cadaver went this way, so he's probably going to garrison this city, and I don't know if my Scot could kill him, so next turn he will have 16 HP and my Scot will have 25, so it will really depend on the spells. So I don't know if I should try the fight. I guess not. If I wait a bit more, the Cadaver is going to die. But I don't know, maybe he has another unit here, and his Necro should be close. So I'm staying here because he should not have units coming to the road. Actually, maybe his Civic Guard. But then again, I cannot, unfortunately, I cannot reach the mountain. So the only choice would be here. It's not better than here. And except if he moves on this forest, he should not be able to see my Scot. So if I'm lucky, I should still have the Scot next turn. And yeah. So still moving the Berserkers toward the conflict area, producing one more Berserker. Next turn I get Monster Hunters, then I start producing Monster Hunters here. Oh, the bad thing is they're probably going to cost 80, I think, no? And then I cannot one-turn them actually. Which would be, yeah, shit. They're going to cost 80. So I will have to check if I can get 10 happiness by reducing the size of my throne, and maybe if I'm one domain range smaller, I should use the tool from Gladys. Or actually, I don't even need it. I just need to yeah, maybe. I should use the tool from Gladys to calculate if I remove Authority of the Sword, can I get to 400, and then I would be able to one-turn the Monster Hunters. What else? So yeah, here I'm producing a Builder, finishing it, then Scout, and so here I still have to think about it next turn. So yeah, we'll have to wait for turn 17 to clear the dungeon. So I'm a bit behind schedule, but I hope it should be fine. Thanks for watching. See you next time.